Hey guys, Will's Garage here. In this video, I'm going to be replacing the throttle actuators on the M3. I think they are finally dying. The car has about 43,000 miles on it now, or 44,000. And I was at the track just a couple months ago, and it went into limp mode while on track. So I pulled off and I pulled the codes, and one of the codes was 278D, which is related to the alternator. And there were other couple codes, I don't remember exactly. I'll put it on the screen right here, along with some misfiring on the 8th cylinder. I think there are other codes on there as well, like the catalytic converter, because I'm running no cats. But that's unrelated to this issue. But yeah, the car went to limp mode. Pretty sure it's early signs of throttle actuators going out. And I did check the battery voltage while the car's off and while it's running, and it seems to be fine, all within normal range. So all arrows point towards the throttle actuators dying. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them. And even if it's not the issue, I just wanted to get out of the way as preventative maintenance anyway, because last thing I want to happen is for it to ruin a track day. And for the replacements, I opted for the ones from Europower Motorsports. These I got on the Black Friday sale for about $300 a piece. So the other option is to get brand new ones from, FCP Euro. They have the lifetime warranty on those. Those OEM ones are, I think last time I checked, about $1,300 for both of them, which is fine. But most likely, if you replace with the original ones, they're gonna break again. Versus these rebuilt ones, Europower Motorsports have upgraded gears, and they're likely not going to fail ever again. They also have a lifetime warranty on them. I'm not gonna rely on their lifetime warranty, because I'm hoping by replacing these rebuilt ones with the upgraded gears and upgraded internals, that I'm not gonna ever have to do this job ever again. So that's why I decided on going with Europower. But whichever one you guys go with, that's up to you. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start with removing the airbox and the intake plenum. This whole thing with throttle actuators is pretty well documented, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I'm just going to go through the steps. So this is going to be probably a quick cut on how to change throttle actuators, where to remove connectors, how many bolts there are, where to remove them, that kind of thing. So I'm going to make this real quick. Okay, so once you have the airbox removed, you're going to have to disconnect this connector here. And then you have a vacuum connection underneath here and one in the back right hand corner. Before removing these two, I'm going to go ahead and remove the 4 throttle body clamps underneath the plenum. You're going to need a really long extension right here. I'm not going to show you exactly how it's done. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you have one of these bendy little extensions, it will really help out. I'll loosen up all the clamps. Now we're going to remove the plenum. Alright, so got this thing dislodged. Alright, so now that we have the plenum off, you can clearly see the connector vacuum hose on the rear right side back here, facing the car. That's what it looks like. So now we have a bunch of connectors we have to remove. And we're moving so that we can lift this wire loom up to access the throttle actuators underneath in the V. So I'm just going to do a quick cut to go through and show you guys where the connectors are. We're going to start in the front section, the front left, bank 1. So you got one connector here. I already disconnected it there. One down here behind the oil filter. You go all the way down towards the left here. You're gonna have to unlatch this line, which goes down to the AC compressor. Let me get my camera to focus. So it's this connector down here. I already disconnected it. And right along the same line as the AC connector, there's also another connector back here, which I already removed. So this whole entire wiring connection comes right out. Oh, and by the way, for this connector right here that has the metal clip, in order to remove it, you just press down on the metal clip and pull out. Alright, so now that we got the 4 connectors unclipped from this side, we're going to come up to the center top here. You got another connector right here, right on top. This one here that goes to the bulkhead, this needs to be popped off. And then this one that's in the metal clip, I already popped it out of the metal clip. This one also needs to be disconnected. And then you have the throttle actual connectors for each bank. One here, and then another one right here. Just gonna have to push down on that clip and pull it out. And then you have the 4 10mm nuts to remove this plastic wiring loom. So you got 2 in the front right here and 2 in the rear. One here, I already removed the nut, and one back here. Okay, so once you remove all those connectors, there's one more connector that sits right underneath this wiring loom. It's this one right here. Hopefully you guys can see it, but I already disconnected it. Basically, what you have to do is you squeeze on both sides and it pops right out from underneath. And then now we're gonna go ahead and pop off the throttle actuator arms. Just like that. And then we got 3 T30 screws that hold each actuator in place down here. Kind of hard for me to film this, but if you guys are doing this, you can look down in the V and it's pretty obvious. 3 T30 screws for each actuator. So normally when the throttle actuator is completely bad, you can tell when moving it by hand. But mine, I think, are just in early stages of going bad. They're just starting to slip slightly when it gets really hot. So I can't tell by winding it by hand. So I'm just gonna go ahead and install the replacements. All right, so once you get the new throttle actuators in place, bolt them in place, and plug everything back up, reverse order. All right, so everything's buttoned up now. I plan on doing a little bit more weight reduction on this car soon. Not exactly sure how much I can reduce from here, but we'll find out. And for you guys who follow my content on the M5, I'm going to be doing a little update on this car. It's about to hit 100,000 miles soon. So I've owned this car for it's like 6 years now. So we'll give an update on this car. I know I haven't been talking much about it lately. So if you guys are interested, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.